Hello, dear Scorpio. I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your June 2021 horoscope. And of course, we have a lot of activity, and yet it's more internal because we're dealing with Mercury retrograde and a few other little pins on the map as we get started. Remember that this is for your sun, moon, rising sign. And if for some reason none of this resonates or applies to you, reach out to me at jamiedawn.com and we can go into a more personalized reading at the same time. This should give you some generalized information because we're all going to be affected in some way, shape, or form. And with Mercury retrograde in its home sign of Gemini, that trickster can really be highlighted because Gemini likes to have fun. So I would love to just keep using the energy of Gemini to say, let's keep our sense of humor throughout this month. I talk more in detail about Mercury retrograde in my weekly videos. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the one from May 31st to June 6th, check out my Celestial Wisdom video for that. That being said, let's get to what Mercury retrograde Gemini 8th house, which Scorpio you're familiar with, I'm sure, because a lot of the 8th house qualities have a tendency to be very Scorpio-like. Now, when we're dealing with the retrograde, here we have an activation of getting a chance to get your fair share in relationships. You may be looking at your intimacy, your privacy, the things that you may hold close to your chest and you may find that you're a little more secretive with. And mostly because it's important work that you're doing. You're creating these really strong emotional bonds with people and with situations. And you want to make sure now with Mercury retrograding here that you're getting your fair share. So you may be revisiting some of these relationships or situations, especially if we're dealing with inheritance or wealth or insurance, taxes, loans, things like that, and how you partner, you have these joint resources with others. Now, there could be issues or delays if you have been waiting for some joint resources. And let's just say you applied for a loan back in April or in May, and you're still waiting for that approval. Or some of you may have sold a home and you've bought a new one, but the mortgage company is delaying when you close. And then there's all kinds of other paperwork happening behind the scenes or that isn't happening that you really need to have happen. So it's going to be important that you ask a lot of questions, which you're good at, but also remember that these issues or delays often play out when Mercury is retrograde. It's not the best time to take out a mortgage or to invest in something or to get a loan, things like that during this time. So if you're looking at doing something like that, if you can, hold off until July for that. The other thing with this Mercury retrograde is sexual issues may need to be discussed. So, here you are with your maybe potential partner, if you're a single Scorpio, or if you are partnered with somebody that maybe there's been some issues, or maybe everything has been fine, but it's turned a little vanilla and you want to mix it up a little bit. You want to make it a little more exciting and fun, and you want to create more intimacy. So maybe the sexual piece is there, but there's not the intimate piece. It's just more of an act. And so you may decide that you and a potential partner or your beloved sits down and starts talking about what do we really want to experience in this thing called sex. It also can give you a better understanding about what you need and what you prefer when it comes to intimacy itself. And intimacy is about vulnerability and trust. So there could be some trust issues that you're also revisiting. And when Mercury's retrograde, it makes us a lot more internal, especially in our mind. So you may go back through, what is it that Scorpio really needs in order to feel satisfied, in order to be the best version of myself, in order to be vulnerable and feel safe? What I need from this situation or what I need from that partner might be more communication. Some of you single Scorpios, or if you have been in a bonded relationship and that you feel like there's been a distance or a disconnect, this month of June could bring that back to you, and you could revisit a lot of these situations and conversations that allow you to get back on the same page and to reform strong bonds. The other thing that I would say is that eighth house favors eliminating old stuff. So the month of June could have you cleansing your mind, letting go of some of the things that you were holding on to. Maybe there's something really cool that you were wanting to reveal to others. It just wasn't the right time until now. And so this could be a great month for you to tell those that you feel safe with, hey, this is what I've been working on, and I really want to launch it soon. What do you think? And maybe, sort of like that soft opening that can happen. The other thing with the month of June, this could be a very powerful healing month for you. And it can offer you a chance that if you've been through the ringer, if some secrets have been revealed, truth has come to light, and while it set you free, it also opened a wound, or there's healing that had to take place because of what had occurred. This is a great time for you to get a therapist. If you don't have one, talk to a professional. Anything with the verbal processing would be really good for you. Now we have Venus entering your fellow water sign of Cancer, making a wonderful trine to your sun, moon, or rising. And this happens in your ninth house. And this can also make you really explore and get really clear, if you will, on what you believe about your emotions. What do you believe about you need for security? What do you really are attracting as far as people and things in your life that support your long range plans? And so with Venus here, you may come off as being very welcoming and very homey, if you will, with the Cancer energy to sharing your beliefs. So this can help benefit the conversations you're having with your intimate partner or with your business partners, things like that. The other thing that it may activate is a greater sensitivity around things of the home. So it may be your home, but it most likely will have you either traveling or speaking with somebody long distance that is a family member or somebody who is like family that you're helping with the home environment. It could be that you've ordered some items to help beautify the home, and now it's time to put them into place, but they've had to come from a long distance. Mercury retrograde delays it. And so you're having to make some phone calls, and you're having to put yourself out there to get some answers, and yet they may not be flowing completely. You could take it personally because your emotional body is so super heightened that it's easy to go, what's wrong with me? Why is this not happening the way I want it to, kind of thing. Now, the other thing that I would say, this Venus in Cancer for most of the month of June, it's also going to make your psychic abilities super heightened, because when you tune into that empathetic nature, and we also have Jupiter in Pisces, so there's this grand trine happening in these water signs for you, is that your dreams, your ability to be able to feel all the environment, everything that's happening collectively around the world, also with your loved ones. I mean, just energetically, there could be this deluge of emotions that come in. And keep in mind, with Mercury retrograde, not everything is as it appears to be. So don't give your emotions so much power that you create a world that isn't there. I would say that single Scorpios, if you're looking to attract someone new into your life, spread yourself wide. In other words, put your feelers out there, from not just in your hometown if you're doing online dating, but get out and connect with others, maybe in a further state or even across the world. This also could have you finding that your belief system and your faith in what family is, who's important to you, could attract a new partner to you that shares the same values and the same kind of concept. Those of you who are in a bonded relationship, I sense that you may find yourself fiercely protecting your core values and your belief system that you as a couple share. So it's not just individual, it's also going to be, what do we really believe is right for us as that power couple, that family, the idea that we're ready to travel and go do some long distances. At the same time, it's really, we're going to go visit people who share our same belief system. The other thing is, we have a powerful new moon eclipse in Gemini in your 8th house. That's on June 10th, adding another layer, another level to how do you create deeper, fuller, better intimacy? How do you go into that healing space psychologically, emotionally, and planting these new seeds of, how do I want to communicate with my beloveds? How do I want to communicate with those that are dependent on me? How do I want to communicate with partners, of whether it's professional or personal? And I would say too, that around this new moon, if you have been wondering if you're in a third party situation, I'm sorry, I know those are awful. And I would just say this could be a time where that gets revealed and then healing takes place. We have Mars entering Leo. Mars is a traditional ruler of Scorpio, entering Leo in your 10th house, driving you to focus on how you show up in the world. And so going through that healing qualities and the healing practices is going to give you a chance to be able to stand up and lead others, maybe through your own process. So if you are, I'll say you're being an example, if you will, for others. This can also give you a chance to be really driven to make sure that whatever you have experienced and that you're healing from, that others don't have to. And so this could put you in a spotlight or on a stage that says, hey, this is what happened to me, and I don't want it to happen to others. Here's how things went wrong that we need to fix, that we need to do differently in the future. The other thing with this Mars in Leo is that it is indicating some of you may end up letting go of a particular role because the competition becomes too fierce, or because your people don't have your back the way that you hope. And betrayal, it feels awful, again, not great. However, with the sextile of Mars and the moon on June 10th, I sense that this is going to activate, whether it's an opportunity to shine and to help others, or to be able to see that things or people are sabotaging what you ultimately want to present, or how you want to be seen. And so you're going to make that choice to say, it's time to let that go. It's time to transition out of that. And you may start that process during this new moon time, that by the full moon in Capricorn at the end of the month on the 24th, you may then say, here's my announcement, I'm out of here. The other thing that this could provide you, though, with that, I'll talk about that full moon in Capricorn, and Jupiter will retrograde in Pisces in your 5th house on the 20th, that some of you, Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, may find that this full moon gives you a chance to communicate. I'm going to help my family. I'm going to put my family first. I'm going to put myself first. I need to play more. I need to be able to find pleasure here. That's that Jupiter and Pisces being active right now for you. I need to be able to get myself out to the world for fun, not just for work. I want to be seen as someone who is empathetic, somebody who can hold a lot of energy, who can support others. At the same time, I've checked in with myself first, I've done self-care, and I've taken care of me. If you have been overgiving, or if you've been in a situation where you've been, say, the victim or the receiver of something negative, this full moon in Capricorn could have you finalizing that pattern and starting a new one where you put yourself first. You give yourself, again, through that healing time, you give yourself permission to have great compassion. And I will also say, Scorpio, that most likely you'll find the support system you need to be right there beside you, because you're faithful, you're loyal, you're bonding, and you're allowing others to lean in and lift you up. Now we have Venus entering Leo in your 10th house on the 27th of June. That further emphasizes how you shine in the spotlight. People will see you as that example that they want to be like. They will most likely be attracted to your leadership qualities. They'll be attracted to maybe some of the words that you say and how you present yourself. And they will look at you as someone that they want to emulate. And I would also say that this is a beautiful time if you are interested in a Leo or you're familiar, you're bonded with a Leo, that this could be a time where that energy, and I say Leo because Venus moving into Leo, but it's a time where you will find your beloved, those who are loyal and faithful to you, will most likely want to celebrate you, lavish you with some goodness, and also remind you that they are faithful to you. And that can help also heal from maybe if you've been caught in that betrayed situation, that can help you heal. I think that's the biggest theme for the month of June for you, Scorpio, is that this is a deep healing time. It's also a time to rebuild trust. If you've been in a situation that didn't feel trusting or that rocked your faith when it came to I used to believe in love, or I used to believe in the system, or I used to believe in the that good conquers evil kind of thing, that the month of June should help you come into some new ways in which you can rebuild that faith and that hope in your future, and that it really can be better. One other little pin on the map with this ninth house being activated for you as well, with Venus there and excuse me, in that eighth house with Mercury retrograde. Some of you may be dealing with a legal issue that can get resolved this month. And I would sense that when you are faced with the verdict, the outcome, whatever that might be, then the healing begins too, because going through a legal process is not for the faint of heart. But I will say this, Scorpio, you will have the support you need to be able to walk through the healing process and come out the other side. If anybody understands that rebirthing, it's you. All right, Scorpio, I do hope that this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. I'm here to support you. Find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to hearing how June goes. Take care.